Hi everyone, my name is Gift and you're welcome to Gift and Couture. You're welcome to my channel. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, please do well to subscribe. Alright, in this tutorial I want to show you how to draft a knicker. So the first thing you're going to do, you go ahead and measure the length of your knicker, and you are going to use 2 inches as the band. Alright, so I've removed 2 inches just like what you're seeing on the screen. So I'm going to minus 2 inches just like that. So the next measurement is going to be my hip measurement, which is 8 inches. So I'm going to mark it on both lines just like what you're seeing, and then connect it. All right, so when you're done doing that, I'm not going to rush. All right, so go ahead and measure the length of the knicker. For this tutorial I'm going to use 17 inches as my length, but if you want it to be longer than that, you can increase it as well. So when you are done doing that, go ahead and connect it just like what you're seeing on the screen. So let's go. So after that, we are going to go ahead. Remember, so we have the waist, the second measurement is the hip, and the next measurement is the length. So before we continue, remember, if you are to use your fabric, all right, you are going to divide your thigh into 2. All right, in order for you not to waste your fabric, divide your thigh into 2. Like my thigh is actually 26. All right, so I'm going to divide it into 2. So the thing is, I'm not going to put that 26, so I'm going to minus 1 inches, 1 inch rather, and then connect it just like you're seeing. Remember, I'm using 12 inches. I've removed 1, so the 1 inch measurement, I'm going to add it to the back. All right, the purpose for that 1 measurement is for it to allow the front, like the flap, to be flat on you, not to be bulging. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and connect it just like what you're seeing on the screen. I hope you are getting it. Remember the 2 inches. The next measurement is the hip line and the length. Okay, so when you are done with that, go ahead and measure 12 inches. Okay, for me it's 12 inches. So if you are on a bigger size, you can use 13, 14 inches depending on your size measurement. All right, so to get my crotch length, I'm going to use 12 inches and then connect the lines. So when you're done doing that, go ahead and measure your hip measurement. Okay, so my hip is 38. All right, my hip is 38, so I'm going to divide it by 4. I'll have 9.5. So the same 9.5, I'll take it to my waistline and mark the same measurement as well, just like what you're seeing. And remember, the same measurement I have on the crotch is what I'm going to extend to my length. So what I'm connecting is just the hip and the length, and the waist rather. Okay, so when you are done connecting your waist to your hip measurement, just like that, for example, remember we've already done that. All right, you go ahead and use your French cuff and connect it. So for I've already had a video on how to, in case you want to use the flap, all right, in case you want to sew it with the flap, I've already done a video on how to cut together with the flap. So on my waistline, I'm going to take my waist measurement, which is 30. My waist is 30, so I'm going to divide it by 4, and that's 7.5, and then connect it to my hip measurement. So when I'm done, when you're done doing, like, go ahead and measure the hemming line. The hemming line, for example, if you want to do turn up, all right, you can add 4 inches to it, 4 inches, so that when you fold it, you are going to get 2 inches as your turn up. But I'm not using 4 inches, I'm using 3 inches. Okay, so but if you don't want to do turn up to, you just want the hemming to be there, you just want to sew it down, you can use 1.5 or 2 inches. So before we continue, I've gone ahead to measure, to label my waist, my hip, my crotch, and the length of the trouser, of the knicker rather. So if this is your first time of coming across my channel, do well to subscribe, alright, like, share, and comment. So the next measurement is my hemline. Alright, so when you are done like that, that's basically what you're going to do. Remember, I used 3 inches for the hemming line. So the same 12 inches that I used from my crotch to my length is what I'm going to use and connect it, just like what you're seeing on the screen. So I'll go up to the waist and remove half inch. You know, the front has to come a little bit lower than the back, all right. And then I'll go ahead and cut it out, just like what you're seeing on the screen. Be careful when you are cutting something like this. All right, go ahead and cut it, just like what you're seeing. You can see I didn't have any seam allowance, like the sewing allowance. All right, so I'm going to add everything to the back. All right, so that's the hemming line. So after that, we are going to go ahead to cut the back. So you can see, you can fold it just like this, so that the reason you are folding it like this before cutting is because so that you'll be able to have a neat finishing by the side. So I'll go ahead and erase the pointy part, just like what you're seeing. For example, I want mine to be free, but if you want your own to be firm on you, like very tight on you, you can go ahead and remove 1 inch. All right, or you measure round your knee. Okay, where you want your knicker to stop, measure it there and then connect it. So all you need to do is just for you to place your tape roll on your crotch and divide it by 2. All right, so when you are done, connect it. Like, you remember my crotch is 12 inches. All right, so go ahead and divide it by 2 and connect it, just like what you are seeing on the screen. So when you are done, minus 1 inch from the side. Okay, for those that want theirs to be firm, all right, minus half, 1 inch rather, just like what you are seeing. Remember, I'm not going to cut it out, I'm just showing you how you can get it done if that's what you actually want. So that is it. So when you are done, you can now cut it out. But for this tutorial, I don't want mine to be firm. All right, I don't want it to be very tight on me, I just want it to be free. So the next thing is for me to open it, just like what you are seeing, and make sure I notch the sides. You can see I'll make sure I notch the side. So the next part is for us to cut the back, just a simple stuff. Okay, so go ahead and place the front paper to the back and then connect the lines that we've already drawn, just like what you're seeing on the screen, the crotch, the length, and the hemming line. All right, so when you are done doing that, go ahead. Remember, I told you we are going to the back knicker, both the trouser or the knicker is going to be longer than the front. All right, so we are going to go ahead and raise it up by 1 inch, just like what you're seeing, and then connect it to the side. So when you are done doing that, go ahead and mark 1 inch. For those that we want to sew that, normally I don't like that. All right, measure 1 inch, that's going to be your dart, and then connect it to your hip line, just like what you are seeing on the screen. So in order for you to know where to initiate your dart, okay, just divide your bust span into two. Like my bust span is actually 7 inches, okay, so I'm going to divide it into two. That's 3.5, and I'll minus half from it and then mark 3, just like what you're seeing. So away from that 3, I'm going to mark the 1 inch. That means I've taken the dart, the 1 inch dart that I added to the side, to the center rather. So remember, there is no dart in front. What I just did is just for the back. All right, it's for the back. So all you need to do is just for you to notch the paper, or you notch your fabric, the back fabric, not the front. So the next thing is for you to go to your crotch length, just like what you're seeing on the screen, and mark 3. Remember I told you are going to add 1 inch to it. All right, we are going to add one. Normally it's supposed to be 2 inches all the way, but because we've already removed 1 inch from the front, so we've added to it, and then the rest is going to be like 2 inches, like the length and the hemline. So go ahead and connect it just like what you're seeing on the screen. So when you are done doing that, I went ahead to label the front and then the back. Okay, remember there is no band, and we've already removed 2 inches for the band. All right, so on the hip line, go ahead and mark 2 inches. Remember, the 2 inches we are adding, it means we are going to sew half inch all the way, like the side is going to be half, and on the waistline is going to be half. Okay, so you go ahead and connect it just like what you are seeing on the screen. Use your French cuff, or use your hand if you don't have French cuff, and then connect it. You can see our knicker is almost out. Remember, the reason is not equal is because I've already removed ½ inch. All right, and then connect it just like what you are seeing on the screen. So after you are done doing that, all right, remember we already removed 2 inches. Go ahead and cut your band. My waist is 30. Remember, my waist is 30. All right, so if I'm cutting my band, that means I'm using either 34, all right, or 33, because I want it to be excess. That's what I do. So when you are done doing that, go ahead and cut it out, just like what you are seeing on the screen. So I've already made a tutorial on how to cut and sew your band. Okay, probably I'll have to add it in the description box. So that's it for it. All right, so don't forget to share, like, comment. Remember, you are sewing ½ inch there, and I've already made a tutorial on how to sew. Every detail is on this channel. Okay, don't forget to notch your dart. That's the back dart, and that's it. So thank you guys for watching. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, do well to subscribe so you can always get more notifications whenever I post a new video.